Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream today. How we all doing? How we all feeling? Had a pretty good day, if I may say so myself. AKA nothing happened, which is a good day these days. No remarks. Hello, fellow Blood Rain, also known as Sonya fans. That is such a crazy thing that I did see. Basically, the lore is some company is doing a physical release of the Blood Rain remasters, remakes, whatever. I think remasters that they've done like a couple of years ago. They're like, we're gonna do like a physical bundle, all 3 games, and put some extra goodies in it. And one of the goodies was a art book containing things like concept art, yada yada yada. And amongst the concept art is a picture of a version of Blood Rain, I guess, because it doesn't really look like Blood Rain. But it's basically just a picture of Sonya from Ninja Gaiden. Like, the outfit is identical. And what I'm assuming that is, and I think they mentioned it later as a sort of apology, is that picture was kind of like a inspiration, you know, concept, like literally concept art, but like in the, you know, one of the iterations. And it was just like, I guess, part of the mood board, if you will. Which I think is funny. A lot of people were like up in arms about it. But like, if it's not a lie, which I'm assuming it's not, if they truly are like, yeah, this is just artwork from back in the day, because that's what they did say. This is artwork from back in the day that was used as inspiration, you know, like legitimately a concept art. If that's true, then they're really, it's almost a shame they're removing it now from the art book, because the reality is this happens all the fucking time. Right? When devs are still trying to figure out the look, the style, the whatever of a character, they will absolutely use references from other stuff. I personally would be more interested in the book if it would include all of that stuff, because that is like a proper behind the scenes view of things, in my opinion. Back then they just photoshopped existing art, now they use AI and plagiarize more indirectly. Exactly. That's how you do it now. Just like, well, we just put some, you know, placeholder AI images in the photo frames. We're definitely not saying that because we got caught. That is definitely what we did. Because the industry standard for placeholders is definitely something that is hard to spot, and not something that's extremely obvious and out of place. Damn, this kid is tough. Well, how are you having so much trouble with the fucking bee, dude? I believe the Crimson Desert ones were placeholders because there's no way they put them in knowingly and didn't expect to get caught. You can get way better AI images. True, but at the same time, like, I think a lot of these, I think a lot of times they don't think it's an issue until it's being brought up. And then they're like, okay, oh, we didn't know, yada yada. Whilst in development amongst each other, they're probably like, you know, who cares? Maybe they think AI is fine, you know? I always find it a funny argument, by the way. I hear it a lot in the music business, if you will. When it comes to AI stuff, there's so much AI music that's just being blasted on like Spotify, iTunes, whatever. There's so many of it. And, you know, there's a lot of complaints about that. But then the AI defenders, and this is always the funny part, the AI defenders will come on and they'll be like, well, if people enjoy the music, does it really matter how it's created? You know, does it really matter if it's AI or not, if you like what you hear? And they think they're cooking, but realistically, one, of course, it matters how it's made. Imagine if you go to a restaurant and they serve you food, and then they're like, well, little did you know, while making it, we all took a big fat shit on the plate and then wiped it off. Does it matter if it tastes still good that we at some point took a big fat shit on the plate? Yeah, it matters. Alright? But at the same time, if you are so convinced that it doesn't matter if it's AI or not, and if you think, well, if it sounds good, then people will listen to it, then why don't you disclose? Why are you creating images and pretending to be real artists? If you truly want to make the point that if people enjoy AI music, they should absolutely have some and be able to listen to it, then put in your bio on Spotify and whatever, this is AI. But they won't do it. I wonder why. For whatever reason, they keep trying to trick people into listening to it. I can kinda absolutely see the Crimson Desert devs just thinking they'll get away with it, because that is a pretty big game with a lot of random shit and stuff. They really might have thought, like, who the hell is gonna look at these pictures close enough to figure it out? Then again, as a lot of people brought up, which is kind of the insane part, the type of pictures it is, like old style paintings and stuff, like a lot of people brought up the point, there is so much, like, not open source, what's the word, like free, like public domain. There's so much public domain old art, if you will, that you might as well have used. And that people would even find that cool if you wanted to cheap out, you know, if you don't want to create something custom. There's plenty of you know, old styley art that is completely public domain because it's actually that old. I don't know. I'm personally not an AI enjoyer myself. But my main issue, like, I really have two issues with AI, or at least with generative AI, you know? I feel like I want to qualify that every time because, quote unquote, regular AI, which at this point, the word AI is kind of like, it's fucked. It just means generative AI now. And if you want to bring up normal AI, you kind of should just use the word machine learning, even though that's not really the whole thing. At this point, you know, in the current language, that is the better way of like, if you have a tool, you know, like in, like, let's say Photoshop or video editing software, and there's like an AI tool, if it's not generative AI, just don't call it AI anymore, because people don't know the difference. They just see AI and they think ChatGPT. But anyway, as I was saying, my issue with generative AI is, one, just the unethical nature of the training data. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues with it. Because if generative AI would have completely ethical training data, like every artist, for, like, let's say the music stuff, if every artist that's in the training data gets paid, you know, then let people, then I'm actually kind of fine with it. And then there's also, of course, the part of, you know, when I listen to music, or, you know, when I enjoy any type of art, I like it that it's from a human, from their experience, from their imagination, whatever. So chances are I won't enjoy the output of anything AI generated. But if it's at least made ethically, then I wouldn't mind it existing. I just wouldn't enjoy it. But right now, I don't know. And that's not even to bring up the real life consequences of the data centers and stuff, which is a whole other can of worms. But I can see, this is the thing, right? Because a lot of the anti-AI people, also, they're like against it on a principle level, which, you know. Shit, I should have looked first. There's a whistle. Oh shit, he's pissed. I feel like you're gonna make a typical Star Trek data type AI story now, because the Redditors will just knee-jerk at the word AI. The real couldn't make it in current year. I mean, true though. Like the word AI is generally just poisoned. It has no meaning anymore. I mean, it has a meaning, but it just means Gen AI now. No matter what type of AI it is. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I think there are uses for like AI art generation, but to me, it's never gonna be like to make things like painting, music, yada yada yada. It's gonna be more like, I need a background for my website, I need a banner, I need yada yada, like functional shit that people probably wouldn't even want to spend time making. That kind of stuff, I can see how AI generation is useful for that from a practical point of view, but then again, it would still need to be able to create it ethically, you know, with a legit data source or training source, which at the moment is basically impossible. They already don't have enough data the illegal way. Big health bar for something so not strong. Yeah, how are you gonna show your gratitude? Are you gonna teach me stuff? I mean, that's fine too, I guess. There's more fun things I have in mind, but you know, it is what it is. All right. Damn, the slip and slide. We have to time the jump correctly. Oh, oh. Good job. I will say though, as much as I, you know, like generally speaking, I'm not much of an AI guy. I will say though, like for my job, for coding, it's often very useful. Though I haven't tried vibe coding. That's something I haven't really done yet. That's not my style. What I usually do if I use AI for coding, it's mostly when I have to do something that I have no actual experience with, something completely new. And where in the past, it would just mean me spending like an afternoon Googling, you know, figuring out stuff, usually browsing Stacked Overflow, that kind of stuff, finding stuff, and then cobbling some shit together and going from there. And that phase is kind of just replaced by AI now, because it'll just give you something to start from. I've yet to ask for code and then it just works. That has never happened. Usually there's mistakes in it. But at least you get like some kind of template to start working from. In the future, you will just tell an AI how you want the game played and watch it complete it. No need to play yourself. Kind of like YouTube. You're like, hey, ChatGPT, create me a video of a streamer playing this game from start to finish with commentary. Make him or her witty, funny, sometimes angry. Man, the one other time, by the way, that I tried to use AI to do something, I was trying to create a logo for something. I was like, well, you know, I'm not good at art, you know, like making that kind of stuff. So how about I, you know, give this AI thing a shot? And literally what happened was, it gave me something. It was kind of close, but not what I wanted. And after messing and reiterating a couple times on it, it just was not good and not working. And out of frustration with the stupid AI, I just opened up Photoshop myself, and literally one evening of just fucking around with with like vector stuff, I made the logo I actually wanted better than the AI did it. And now it's a vector image, so the quality is like 1,000,000 times better anyway. So you could say that I did get inspired by Gen AI because it was so dog shit. That's kind of, I feel, always what happens. It's like always really close, but it's not what you want. It's always like close, but not exactly. And I guess that is kind of like the difference between a creative person and I guess people who don't want to be creative. If you're not creative, the output is just going to be like, oh, look at this thing. You know, the keys are dangling. Nice. But if you are creative in your head, immediately, like you have some kind of vision, some kind of idea in your head. And there is no universe in which any prompting, unless you have like a very vague thing with no details, but chances are it's going to get like 90% there, and then that 10% is just not it. And if you try to fix it, there's going to be some other 10%. Now, that's fucked up. I also feel like, and maybe I'm like a broken record when it comes to that stuff, why are we wasting our time trying to have AI create, like music and art and text and whatnot? Like, where are the AIs that are doing my taxes, that are, making sandwiches, picking up trash? Like, where are the AIs that are doing the shit that nobody wants to do? Where's the AI that's a miracle surgeon? Like, where's that shit? No, let's do the arts. The one thing we kind of like, the thing, if people win like the million lottery, whatever, and they have fuck you money and they can stop working, chances are in their free time they're gonna do art shit. It's like the one thing people genuinely want to do themselves. Because those are actually harder problems to solve. Yeah, and what I also think, because, that's assuming you consider, like music generation or art generation solved at this point. Because again, I think it gets close, but it's never right there, Even with the music stuff, for example, it's impressive technology, but once your ear starts hearing the AI, it instantly, your brain, it doesn't take long. If you listen to a couple of AI songs, your brain can instantly pick them up, because there's something wrong still, if you will. But I do think it's easier to market. I think that's why we're seeing so much of it. Because I think for companies like OpenAI and whatnot, it is easier to show your shareholders or investors like, hey, look, we can create, now you look like Studio Ghibli. That's an easy sell, Which is also why I think, for example, that was in the news recently, the video generating platform Sora, which was like, oh my god, it's, Hollywood, it's game over. Yeah, well, it's gone. They shut it down. Because again, it's one of those things where, there's probably like some kind of investor round coming up. They release something like that that's really impressive, like really, oh my god. But then in reality, there's not much practical use for it. And once they got their investment, they don't really care if it gets that much better. So then they just ditch it. Which one is that? Is I confused? Yes. Man, really, honestly, I just wish the training data was like legit. Because then at least I could enjoy it a little bit. Because again, I don't think all of these things are without merit. Like the music thing. I think the music thing is a very obvious, most people are against it. But like, I can see, assuming the training data is like ethical, legit, all that stuff. Like, I can absolutely see people use it to hey, I have like an idea, something like a direction, whatever, to like start off from. Generate something. Oh, it sounds a bit like this. You fine tune it a little bit. Boom, you have like a little demo thing going on. And then you use that as like a kind of like a template to make the actual song or the actual music. Like I'd almost use it more as a prototyping thing. I think that's where it could be useful. Like on a technical level. Same with art, you know? Like it might be easier, and I know artists don't want to hear this. Like let's say I want to, you know, like an example. Let's say I want new channel art for the stream or for the YouTube channel, and I want to commission someone to do it. It might legitimately be easier if I have an idea in my head on how I want to see it, that just quickly generate something that's like, you know, 80-90% there, and just show that and be like, this is the idea, now you do your take on it. Like I think that's where it could be useful. Carry. Whoop. I did not know that was a thing. Hold on. Whistle? Ah. Oh. Oh. Damn. Okay, is this how we get there? This seems like... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, maybe there's another way. There we go. The three spirits. Man. I'm looking at the levels. I was like 62, is that high or low? But I guess that's on the lower side. And I always assume in games like this, if these maps have different level requirements, I'm assuming like 59 and then this is the second highest. So this is like what they intend you to do then, I guess. And then this one, and then probably this one. Or this one? I don't know. Wahoo! Shrine unlocked. Where do you see your quests again? Progress. Oh yeah, did I forget to do that? The blacksmith and stuff? Whoops. Well, I guess I'm here. I didn't miss that one. What a time to open the map. The one step. Come on, man. Wait, how do I get my spirit back? Did it automatically come back? No, it didn't come back. Where is it? Why is it? How bizarre. Cool. Sure. I'm gonna put everything at 20. I don't know if that's a good idea. You can change it anyway, so who cares? Jizz blessing. Whoa. Increases damage relative to the number of negative effects. Okay. That smells like a build. Yo, I heard for Street Fighter that apparently they're gonna like retcon the Alex story because people are angry. I mean, kind of rightfully so. Like, hey, you know your favorite character, Alex?
あなた、都には伝説の名刀がミフリ眠っている。よかったらそのミフリは見れば、いろいろと火事の技術に。待っている間、同時切りや持ち主にゆかりのある人物が地図に手がかり。
Hint on the map, nice.
調子はどう？また来てね。
Locked. Maybe once we complete the quest. There was someone else, right? But is he here? I don't know. Probably not. Sweeping kick. Oh. Coin. Oh. Oh, crucible. Oh. Master. Did I miss that guy? Well, I tried. Oh, it's the one we saved.
そなた
Yeah.
先のけあの時のとはいえ命がけでわらわ良い心
Sure. Let's do it.
こうしてまた戦える喜び巴入るぞ
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Burn, burn, burn. Ooh. Ow. Come on. Stun that bitch.
面白くなってきたわこれからが本番よ 女武者とあなたの戦い
Ooh. She's a master after all. Feel like I'm not doing a lot of damage, but you know. I should find some proper attacks with this, because this one's kind of ass. It takes so long. That one's sick though, but that takes too long. Damn. I have it on all. Okay. That one on all as well. Holy moly. That is not bueno. Hold up. really is only one option. Maybe we can learn it. I'm looking for after a... I mean, this one might be a good one. While down, hold. I mean, it's technically better. Might as well. Slash back. Is that better? It might be, but it's less damage. I wanted something that flows. I mean, that's actually not the water thing, but I can't unlock it yet. Unfortunate. Wait, which one did I have here? High, low, so I need one for mid. This one perhaps? Huh. I guess there's kick as well. That might actually be better. Just a drain key. Alright, let's try again. Try again.
こうしてまた戦える喜び。巴へマイルド。
Uh-oh.
面 素人だった人はこれからが本番よ。
Damn, that did good damage. Oh.
やはりわらわの目に間違いはなかったか。そなたによしわらそして清しな。
Okay. Is this not learned yet? How much faster does it go to use these? To learn those skills? Man, this is a strong one. Jeez. Oh, it's like a +1. Maybe that's why it's quite a bit stronger. Quite a bit better, it seems. Guarding Servant of the Gods. What is that? Untouched except summoning. That doesn't matter. This is better. Oh. Dragon Whistle. I think that's an upgrade. In Amrita earned, but at 1.8%. Auto grave recovery is probably more useful. Oh. Oh yeah. Almost though, this one. Getting close. Think I need to sell some stuff again. Ooh. Ooh. Sunderer. Ooh. Why is that so much better? Even though it's... I mean, it's not necessarily lighter. Oh. I'm just blasting defense. It's probably the best I can do. Ooh. Oh, those are old leggings. Holy moly. Swordsman. Very light. Damage taken in midair. Oh, this one. Shoes. Quite a bit better. Quite a bit. All right. We're geared up a little bit again. How are we doing here? Full clear. Let's go. Damn, not even close here. Identify these. I don't think there's a reason necessarily to do these. I don't know why. I just see a name like the ones the devs put here, and I'm like, I'm gonna beat them. I mean, I guess I'm getting a little bit of glory. Uh-oh. Big guy. Get him! Boom! Chop! Oh! Might as well play some Counter-Strike with that aim. Oh, oh. Man, you know, there's been something, I don't know, I saw it somewhere, that in Counter-Strike, you know how in Counter-Strike everything these days is just about the gambling with the skins, with the cases? And then apparently specifically for Germany, they changed the way it works where instead of opening the loot box, getting a random skin, now you need to use like an item on the box, and then it just opens and gives you a random item. And I don't understand the difference. Like, surely there's some kind of law or some kind of thing that's being circumvented with this method, but I don't see the difference. Because in one case, you open the loot box, you get like the little carousel wheel, brrr, bing bing bing, you won, and probably not. But now, if you're specifically in Germany, you need to first X-ray the box. It consumes your X-ray machine or something. You open that box, instead of the carousel, it just gives you a skin, which still is random, as far as I know. And then you get your X-ray machine back to use on the next box, which just seems like the same thing with one click more and no slots graphic. I don't know what's going on there. It's at first I was like, oh, they're not allowing it anymore. Good on you, Germany. But then it's like, oh, they still do it. It just takes a step more and looks different. No idea either. Maybe if they make the visual too close to real life gambling, they need a casino license or something. Don't remember there being any recent law changes though. I mean, now I'm curious. Let's Google it. Why did CS cases change in Germany? Also the Netherlands. From today, Germany and Netherlands have to use the X-ray scanner to open cases. And the first, this is on Reddit, and the first suppliers in the Netherlands, it wasn't even possible to open the cases until now. So I guess they found a way to circumvent gambling laws while still letting you gamble, I guess. Oh, is it big? Dude, there's no way. I need to find more information, but if the logic is using an in-game item to open a box to get a random item is not gambling, but using a paid key to open the box is gambling. So they just put an extra item in between the purchase of real life money and the box. The distance, like, if that's what it is, then that is crazy. That will work. I'm trying to find why, because there's a lot of this is happening, but not like why. Undergoing an important change in Germany with the regulation introduced by Valve players in Germany. No longer able to open cases directly using a traditional method. Instead, Players will encounter a different system X-ray scanner. Thanks to this system, players can see the item inside the case before actually opening it. Skin economy. Boxes. Wait. There's no way this is real, dude. There's no way that works. So basically what it is, instead of you find a case, then you need to purchase a key to open that case. You know, click, click, brrr, you get the gambling wheel, all that shit. That's how it works for most people. But now in Germany and the Netherlands, they're like, well, you don't buy the key anymore. You buy an X-ray scanner. And instead of... But this is still gambling though. Like, you scan the box, which then shows you which item is in it, aka you just did the roll, you just did the gamble. And then you open the box and get that item. And that is suddenly isn't gambling anymore? What? I feel like I'm still missing something. I still feel like I'm missing something. This does not sound like it's an actual change. The scanner allows players to see the item inside a container before buying a key, adhering to the legal definition of non-gambling in the region. Oh, so it's like you X-ray the box, you see the item that's inside of it, but then you need to purchase a key to open the box, and only then can you scan the next box. So technically... Oh, that's kind of... Oh. Dude, leave it to Valve to find a way around that shit. So yeah, technically, you scan the box first. At that point, you don't have to purchase a key to open it. So it's technically not gambling because you know for which item you are buying the key. The only problem being, you cannot scan a new box until you open the box that's been scanned. So realistically, you still... Now just scanning the box is rolling the roulette wheel, and going to the next box is what costs you the price of a key. That is... Huh. That is diabolical, dude. That is insane. That is insane. Oh my god. And now they... Yo, that is crazy. Because now you can do it in the Netherlands, which... But I guess not in Belgium, or maybe... Because the Netherlands and Belgium together are usually the two countries where any sort of loot boxes and whatever are not allowed. Even though plenty of games, like... There's some gacha games that you cannot get here. For example, if I go on the PlayStation Store, I cannot download Genshin Impact. I can on PC for whatever reason. But then there's plenty of other games with like gacha mechanics that I can just download them and buy stuff in. So I don't think all of these... I mean, I think a lot of games technically are not allowed to do it in Belgium, but they just don't care. Because who's gonna check on you at this point? But the fact that it's like, well, you were not allowed to do the gambling thing, the CSGO cases in the Netherlands, and this system, man, they really just, that's the crazy part about it. Technically, it's still exactly the same. All they've done is introduced an extra item in the middle, which changes what you're paying money for. But really, oh, that is crazy. If you think about it, the whole cycle from getting a box, opening a random item, purchasing, you know, like that whole circle of, you know, you spend money, get the random item, and you go again, right? All they've done is introduced an extra step in that loop, which makes it that you're not paying for the randomization anymore. But to have any use of the thing you've bought, you must engage in a different randomization, a different element. So really at the end of the day, if you go through the loop again, we're back at the exact same thing. You pay money, then the scanner, blah, 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 open the case, and the loop goes round again. And the end result is the exact same thing, except now, instead of buying the randomization, you're buying a case that has been scanned. Dude, that is so wild. Valve really went like, we're just gonna... That's so fucking crazy, dude. I can't believe that. It's that simple? All these laws are, by the way, crazy inconsistent. For example, I can download Magic Arena and buy and open booster packs digitally to my heart's content, which is gambling. That's basically the same as gacha. But it is impossible to download the latest Shadowverse in Belgium, even though the gambling part of it is booster packs. So it's like, well, what? Why is one allowed and the other not? And I think it's just because, you know, technically Magic probably shouldn't be allowed here. At least the digital version. Because the gambling laws in Belgium specifically exclude physical randomization items. Which is a law specifically made to have trading cards work and be allowed to be sold. Because otherwise they would too be against the gambling laws. But they have a specific exception for physical randomization. But yeah, who knows? Just as bad as the PSN EU store thing, you can browse to other stores to compare prices, but you're not allowed to buy anything from there. That is also... I think that is like not legal. I think the law that forces them to be able to change the store, I think also that law also includes that you should be able to buy it from said store. But you know, because this flies until someone challenges it in court. I think that's what they're banking on. But yeah, that like as long as as long as nobody fucks around and finds out, it's all good. I think the problem is, like, if it's specifically for Magic the Gathering, for example, I'm sure they can find a way to be like, well, it's the same as in the real-life trading cards, so, you know, might as well make an exception for that digitally. I do kind of, like, I get it, and in a way, I'm kind of happy that my country is quote-unquote doing the right thing, but at the same time, it's kind of ass, because, you know, like, I tried downloading the new Shadowverse, like, I'd be down to play that, knowing what I'm getting into, but I'm not allowed because my country has decided that no, that is actually bad for you. Where I feel like as an adult, I should have the option. It should be in your face like, hey, you know, this includes gambling. Are you sure you want to download it? Or they should pull it, dude. That is also another crazy thing. What's happening, I'm seeing it mostly from the US. The whole prediction market, which is also, that is the same level as diabolical shit as the CS cases, where they basically just rampantly are gambling like crazy through apps and whatnot. And they're like, well, we're not gambling. Actually, we are predicting the outcome of events. And, you know, if you guess the outcome correctly, you can win money. AKA gambling. But yeah. But that's like, well, it's not gambling because it's predicting. You know, you're not randomly rolling for an option. You're choosing. You're basically, it's betting, right? It's really just betting on something. But like for whatever reason, they got away with calling it predicting something, and then suddenly it's not gambling anymore. They should do that here. You know, like, oh. It's how you get the gacha. Like, you select which outfit you think it's gonna be. And then it's not that one. It's like, oh, I guess I guessed wrong. Too bad. Not gambling, though. I was just guessing. And I guessed wrong. I still can't wrap my head around the fucking the CSGO thing. Like this, or the CS2. Like they actually just it's kind of crazy how far, and like that just tells you how much money fucking, like even Valve, who I don't think they need to do any effort at all anymore to make so fucking much money. And even then, they're like, well, we need to figure out a way to keep this gambling shit going on. Okay, that's sweet. The puffer puss technique, I love that. That's better than the counter throw. Successful evade, we get a scampus. I fucking love that shit. Key pulls, man. Alright, now that I'm still here, I guess. Let me, the little break time. Ooh. Ooh. A lot of quests here, huh? Dude, I am so willing to bet now that people see Valve doing this and it's like, well, now we can sell it in the Netherlands again. Dude, there's gonna be so many companies who are like, you know what? Maybe we need an X-ray scanner. It's fucking insane. Oh, man. Man. Anyway, oops, wrong menu. Give me 5-ish minutes. That's the one. Give me 5-ish minutes and I'll be right back. Oof. Kinda wish there was a new Pumpkin Jack. I really love that game. Simple, silly. Great stuff. Yeah, what's up, Beaver? Thought the same, but devs changing Mola, working on something multiplayer. Really? No, come on. Hold on. Who made it? Pumpkin Jack. Developed by one guy? Developed by Nicholas. I mean, I guess it's a designer. Yet no studio. Publisher Heads Up Games, but that's the publisher. Not. Is that a one-man thing? That would be kind of wild. No. What does it say on Steam? Evil Raptor. Developer, Evil Raptor. Damn, they're only... there's 7 of them. According to their website, like 7 people. Which, I mean, I guess for a game like Pumpkin Jack, you can make that work, I guess. They also made Aimbot, which I don't know, it's already available, and now they're working on Far Far West. Demo available. I mean, graphically it kind of looks similar. I don't like it. It's like a first person thingy. It kind of reminds me of shit like Serious Sam in a way, but more cartoony. Team up in this chaotic 1-to-4 player co-op shooter. Blast monsters, sling spells, complete missions, and collect bounties. Yeah, this does not appeal to me at all. Now look, I am going to be the first to say I don't think a dev, when they make like one good thing, they should just churn out sequels all day every day. But I do feel like, at least for my taste, Pumpkin Jack still seems to be like the best thing they made. I guess the aimbot thing is kind of similar. 3D platformer, but with a little robot. Yeah, that's kind of similar. Oh well. Oh well. Guess if I don't like it, I should make it myself, you know? That's like the message often. Don't like it? Then do it yourself. Oh shit, they respawn. Oh, woo! Multiplayer seems like it's driven by money, at least to me. Yeah, I do feel like often, especially for smaller studios, and I'm not saying this Far Far West game is that, but I have seen an increase in the types of games that I think some people are calling it streamer bait, which are the types of games that are like typically, 1 to 4 co-op, and it's like a silly small type of game, and they're kind of banking on streamers to play it for like a couple weeks, get like a big boost in sales, and then it's basically over. But they made enough money because it's like a small project, small game. It's usually like graphically not intense, but it's like quirky or, something like that. Oh my god. That was faster than expected. But there's definitely been an increase in that kind of stuff, which to me feels like they don't actually want to make a good game. They just want to make something good enough. See if they can get streamers and stuff to play it. And then just quickly pivot and move on to the next thing. And there's been like so many of those. Okay, that was a long stun. That took a while before I got up. I kind of prefer for like co-op games that there's like a little more legs to it. Like even if it is something you play with friends and stuff, at least you want like some stuff to unlock, some longevity to it. Shrunk in the laundry. Shrine on the map. Alright. I guess we'll unlock it. I think with those games, they always bank on pure luck to succeed. Like the quick buck multiplayer things, for sure. I think you can make a proper multiplayer game that gets people hooked. But that's not easy, because as with all these, because like if you want to make something, I feel like my brain is just going all directions now. I feel like if you want to make a game like that, not only does the game need to be good enough, interesting enough to get people in and to stay in, but you're also competing with literally every other game that are in people's either daily or weekly rotation. Because people can only play so many games, especially if you're like the multiplayer type of gamer. You're probably playing a handful of, your Fortnites and whatnot. And if new game gets introduced there, something else probably gotta go for a while. Definitely one of those reasons why live service games tend to be very hard to get going. Almost, the quality of the game is almost irrelevant. It's like, is it good enough to pull people away from the existing games? When Tomb Raider when I'm playing it, when the new one is? What's the question? The new one we don't know yet. When I'm playing it, probably when I'm done with this game. So it could be a while. Oh, that's the boss. This kind of multiplayer is the indie version of Life AAA live service, I swear. Yup. Like, not exactly, but I get what you mean. You play the new Tomb Raider the moment it comes out. You can't. Yeah, of course. If the new one comes out soon, I'll instantly be playing that. Or, you know, like if I'm not done with this game by the time the 007 game releases, yeah, then I'm switching to 007 for sure. I'm assuming I'll be done by May, but and for me, being done with this game on stream means finishing the story, basically. I'm not looking to do New Game Plus, anything like that on stream. Yeah, supposedly the Tomb Raider 1 remake is this year. Even though they did just fire a bunch of people at Crystal Dynamics and stuff, so and they swear it's not impacting Tomb Raider, but I don't believe it. How could it not? Here's a bigger demon. Damn, he's good. Tengu. Tengu. I hope we can get a Nioh Tengu demon to summon. The first to go are always the other departments like marketing, quality assurance, which I believe are ghost jobs by now. I mean, if that's the case, I kind of hope it's that, because, you know, I don't think that kind of stuff is essential to a good game, but you know. Like, what marketing do you need to market a Tomb Raider remake? You basically just need the one guy in the studio who's like basically choosing at which showcase you're gonna show off the game. And I guess you need someone to run ads, but that doesn't need to be a team. Like, one person can easily handle that. Like for Crystal Dynamics, they release like one game in every 5 years, maybe. Now you sound like proper management. I don't know. I just think there are a lot of dumb jobs out there. I'm sure there's companies where marketing teams make sense, you know. If you're like Coca-Cola, or if you're like, you know, something, or like if you sell like industrial machinery, yeah, you need someone who, you know, you need to find buyers for that kind of shit. You need people, and I can imagine you need a team, because you can't just put shit on Google Ads. Hey, do you want to buy you know, like custom made machinery for your factory. Like, no, that's, you need people doing that shit proper. But for a video game, I don't know. You mean key account managers, I assume? I mean, to me, that's all kind of... That's like a title. They basically do marketing as well. Like, yeah, they maintain the contacts and whatever. But like, if you're looking for new clients and stuff, that is a form of marketing, in my opinion. Oh, I was dodging. That's bullshit. I will say, on the flip side, there is an issue in video games where, depending on where you are in a project, they do tend to fire people. Like, oh, the art assets are already made, let's get rid of all the interns or whatever. And then by the time they're making a new game, they just rehire a bunch of interns. Which I do feel like is not a good thing. To dodge this side when he swung horizontally looked legit. You should have invincibility frames in this game. But I guess not enough. Wow. Oh. There we go. Much better. Yeah, game industry hires a lot of contractors, I feel. Shame considering these are all artists who usually work as a passion and is easy to exploit. Yeah. It's a shame. And I feel like it doesn't need to be that way. Like, I'm sure that's like some kind of maximization of money. Hey, what's up, amigo? Feline friend, what up?
ようやくぶっ殺せるぜ。
Let's go. I guess I'm in combat, but how? You have projects like Concord to get Mullah thrown at them for no reason. I think Concord is such an interesting case study. Because from everything I've seen about that game, like on a technical level, like the product they made is a good product, right? I don't know how I should explain or how I'm gonna get my thoughts across, but from what I understand, it was a really good, well-made product. It was just something nobody wanted. It's like, imagine if you're a company and you make like by far the world's best, unbelievably fantastic steam-powered train. Like, you can have a really great product, but nobody wants it. There's no demand for it. I think that's where Concord landed. Like, for what it is, it was, from what I understand, a good game. It was just a thing nobody... there was no desire for this, no matter how good it is. I think the same happened with that other game, High Queen? What? High Guard. I think that's kind of the same deal. Probably competent game. I'm sure it was good. Nobody wanted it. Also, who keeps making these types of games? Because to me, they're kind of similar. Like, the second I saw that trailer, that first reveal for High Guard, it was like, this isn't gonna work. Like, you could just tell immediately, like, oh, it's one of these things again. Ow. That hurts, man. Here, have a demon. Ow. Oh, that was the quest. No, I was like, man, these are strong enemies to just have randomly up in here. It was a quest. Alright. They ate mermaid meat. Jeez. It is kind of mind-boggling to think about that there's studios out there, like the ones who make Concord. Because I think the High Guard studio was a smaller one. But Concord, yeah, they got like so much Sony money. And in that entire process of starting to work on that game, all this money poured into it, like there's not a single person who's like, what is this? Nobody wants this. Like, not a single person? Where's your marketing people then, huh? Shouldn't the marketing team be able to say, like, well, you know, they should know what the market wants. What's up, amigo? Let's get you home. Yo, we're in a whole ass different map. I didn't even see. Oh, and this one's okay. Never mind. I mean, I guess we can do this. We're high level enough. Oh, what the fuck? Those are business market analysts, no? Not marketing. So the spreadsheet guys fail them? Uh-oh. Look, I'm not good with all the titles, alright? Like, I'm not a... I don't care if it's analyst or marketing or sales or what. Like, pfft. Dude, even the developers themselves, like, nobody on that entire team was like, man, this is not... Like, do they not play games? Or is it like, I'm just doing my job? I'm just here doing my job. Oh. Saw a video where someone explained the reason behind backing this project. It's called something called the Power Law. I'll link it in Discord. Alright, sounds interesting. I've never heard of it. Guess when it started when Apex was all the rage. Hard to chase trends with a 5-year turnaround. That is true. Apex was a weird one. Because like by all measures, that shouldn't have worked. If you think about it, like that was a game entering an already very saturated market, and at least from my point of view, not exactly like offering something crazy new. Like it was a different flavor of it, but I guess it took off for whatever reason. So is it still relevant today, Apex? I've not heard of that game in a long time. Whereas I have heard about, you know, Fortnite. Is there any other battle royale that's still popular? I only know Fortnite. I guess the Call of Duty ones. The Iron Man game from EA? Which one was that? Iron Man game from EA? I don't even remember that. $270k peak on Steam? That's crazy. For Apex? No shot. Yo, dude, that just shows you how fucking... It's kind of like YouTube. There's channels out there that you've never heard of with like 10 million subscribers that are like crazy popular and you've never heard of them. To me, that is exactly what that is. Like, I don't hear anything about Apex. No news, no nothing. And it's doing like not just fine, it's like fucking crazy good. PUBG is apparently doing fine-ish. That's wild to me. But I mean, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, that is just wild. I don't get it. Oh, enemy base. I kind of just want my grave. I want to get my spirit. Spiritus. Forgot the name of the tech suit on Alien Planet. It's now unavailable. Oh? Wait, what's the context of that? Tech suit? Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. The Iron Man game. Yeah, what the... Anthem. Ooh. Another of Roblox for years. Dude, Roblox was already so popular by the time I knew it existed. And I think the first time I learned of the existence of Roblox was through a video explaining how it's like preying on children and on like, you know, the way they do money for developing the games within Roblox and stuff. I was like, what is this thing that apparently is a billion dollar company? But yeah, there's like a bunch of games like that just trucking along. I mean, I still play Guild Wars 2. That game is really old by now. It's getting like a yearly expansion pack. But that's not really making any waves because, I mean, it's basically made for the people who play it. I mean, there's like some attempts from them to like reach out into like the MMORPG audience, which again is not that big anymore. It's kind of like an old genre of games. Shit. Three times the charm, I guess. Nice. Anthem was the name that was also in the beginning of the live service hype. I wouldn't say the beginning. I think Anthem was like the first or one of the first big ones that just completely failed. Like it was, a lot of people were really excited for it, and then it just turns out not being that good of a game, but also just not having enough people to keep that stuff running. Man, these companies have been chasing the live service shit for so long, and it makes sense. If you actually pull it off, and you have, you know, if you have like 270k people playing, that makes so much fucking money. Because past the initial development, the upkeep of a game like that surely is not as expensive as the development from scratch. Though I do think that is what a lot of them underestimate, the speed and depth at which you need to create new content to engage people without it just being filler content, I think is way higher than most of these companies realize until they're like in the thick of it. The amount of live service games that launch that have a good offering at start, and then they have like this roadmap, the initial roadmap, and they're like, well, the first month we'll do this, and then the next month this, and then the next month this, and then the first month comes around and they're like, ooh, we're not done with it actually, we'll delay it for a week or two. They release it, it's kind of half-baked, but now the next thing was on the roadmap already, and they're like, ooh, well, that's gonna wait another 2 months, and before you know it, they're releasing like a couple of expansions per year. Because that is a giant workload. Or they make content that's like, we made one new thingy, but in 5 different difficulties, and you need to grind it over and over and over. Like, yeah, sure, you can do that. Bowl. Nice. You got a bowl. I wonder what happens if GTA 6 fails. Could Rockstar even survive that? Well, I think GTA 5 made so much money. They could make a couple of GTA 6s fail before they run out of money. But also, GTA 6 will not fail. Just on name alone. Without, if they were like, tomorrow, it's available. We will show you no screenshots, no gameplay, no nothing. It is available, go buy it now, and it's $100. They will still sell millions of copies within the first week. I guarantee it. Like, GTA is such an anomaly. It's kind of insane. It's also like, I don't understand it. It's very much not a game for me. Or, that's not the wrong way to say it. I'm sure if I play it, I'll enjoy it. But I will pick other games first, and I'm never gonna get around to a GTA. I have not, like, the last GTA I played was like the first couple of hours of GTA 4, and then I never played that game again because I didn't like it that much. It ran like shit on my computer back then, so that's probably why. But I've never played GTA 5, which will probably be one of the few people in the entire world at this point. Man, I never played 5, and I have surprisingly no interest in 6 whatsoever. Like, I understand that there's hype for it, but I am not sharing in the hype. For me, that's just gonna be a thing that releases, and I'm gonna see, like, you know, months of content about it online against my will. And that's it. That's all it's gonna be for me. And look, if you keep aiming, you have to pull the trigger at some point, amigo. Oh, you can jump on ladders? I didn't know that. GTA 5 came out on PS3. That's baffled when I saw it. Yeah, that's been around for a minute. The two things that are surprising about GTA 5, it came out on PS3, and also the amount of times it's been in like a monthly top 10 selling list, like years and years after launch. You know, like on the PS5 and stuff. It's like, oh, it's in the top 10 monthly sales. It's like, who the fuck is buying this game at this point? Everyone who wants GTA 5 must have a copy at this point, and yet this shit keeps selling. I don't get it. To the point where I don't want to play it. I own GTA 5. I think on Epic Games or on Steam, I don't even know. They gave it away for free at some point. And that's how I have it. I'm not planning on playing it, but even without wanting it, I still have it. So how are there still people buying it? I don't get it. None of these views in this chat right now. Damn. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people not into it. I think it's more rare though. I think most people are excited for it. Me too, have a used copy just because. That's crazy. Like, what if it's good actually? And that's like the single player game. I don't even know what the online thing is. I know it has an online mode, but what the fuck do you do in it? I don't know. You buy it for every generation of console? Oh, actually I didn't even think about that, but also I guess they don't do free upgrades? Roleplay? Oh yeah, and that's a thing on Twitch a lot. Though I feel like that's also had its day. I've not seen like GTA roleplay in a minute. It used to be so big on Twitch. Played the multiplayer on PS4 back then, was mostly racing. It's just Roblox. You can do everything, it's just Roblox. I wonder how long that lasts. Though I like the summon a kitty cat when dodging. I'm gonna blow my schnozzle real quick. Hold on. All right. Huge crow. I thought it's a cow. I was like, a huge cow. Sweet. Whoa! Oh, it's one of these. Bah! I kind of love the sound effect. It's so not crow-like and like human making crow sound. Ah! I kind of love that. Sketchy. He left? Didn't Harada claim to be the voice actor for Kuma and Tekken at some point? I mean, that's possible. Sounds easy though. There we go. Whew. Oh.
この地は都の西の端。それゆえ結界が安置されたわけだが、先ほどの巨大なカラスといい、汚れで役目を果たせぬのであろう。結界は本殿北東の広場にある。気を引き締め。
Bam! Get him. Easy so far. Man, it's kind of insane to think about the hole Tekken is digging itself into. Like, I'm kind of baffled. Jesus. There's more. Whoa! What the fuck? I can't jump. Tekken is what? It's digging itself a hole. Because people keep saying, hey, don't do this. And they're like, you know what? We'll fucking do it. Oh, you want more defense? How about more offense? I mean, we talked about this before. It's an interesting dilemma as a developer, as a creator. If you have a specific vision on how you want the game to be, which in this case is aggression, has been from the start. At what point do you abandon your own vision, if you will, to appease the fans? But of course, if no one's enjoying it, like, and you've made a product that adheres to your vision that nobody cares about, which, you know, I wouldn't say we're getting into Concord territory, but it's something similar. No matter if you think you've made the best Tekken yet, if nobody plays it, who cares? I think we're a way off from nobody playing Tekken, though. Isn't that the usual life cycle of Tekken though? One good game followed by a bad one and a mediocre one? I don't know. Like, they make a bad one, people complain, the next one they get their shit together. Oh, good game. Then they rest on their laurels and make a shitty one again? Is that how it is? Does that also apply for DOA? Does that mean DOA last round is going to be sick? I think it is. I'm ready for it. I'm very curious for it though. But mostly for me, it's like the new characters and stuff. Like who? What? Are they gonna play it safe and just add like Leon and stuff? Or are we getting like a Venus Vacation girl again? Or a completely new character? Who knows? Who knows? If last round was good, and DOA 6 bad, then we're at mediocre for last round. And that means 7's gonna be sick. Yo, we're in a... That's the good... We're in a good timeline then. It's a good timeline. Damn, waving your balls at me? Sheesh. We cracked the code. Exactly. We read the tea leaves. I'm very curious though, because I think when last round launches, at least from what we can see with the information we have now, it's probably not going to be that different of an experience. It's going to feel very, very familiar DOA 6. Doesn't seem like they're making giant gameplay changes. Potentially different frame data for some stuff. There might be some slight balance changes. I don't envision... Like, oh my god, look at all this crazy shit. So for me, the biggest thing is going to be new DLC, new characters. That's going to be the big changes. And I'd be happy to be wrong. If we're closer to launch and they're like, actually we changed a lot. Like, I'm down. I'm only interested in the new characters. Gonna be the only thing I spend money on, if at all. And I guess on the game itself. Because it's not an update. From a business point of view, I get it. But at the same time, I don't. I'm so convinced last round is just, you know, is just to have DOA out there again to get ready for 7. So really everything last round related, I'm viewing as like marketing, almost. Why the fuck not just let people upgrade for free and then let them buy the DLC if necessary? Are you buying the whole thing again? I don't know. And maybe it's like an easier thing with the licenses that have ran out, because like you can already, I mean it's already a complaint of people that my and whatever are gone. Like imagine if they patched the base game, like if they patched your DOA 6 copy which removes my and Kula, like people will be up in arms. So from that point of view, I get that it needs to be a different version, though I guess they could check if you own the base game and then let you download the new version for free. I don't know, it feels unnecessary to repurchase it, because like, are we really thinking we're gonna get new people in? We're just having the fans double dip. And it works because I'm gonna buy it. It's gonna work. I will buy it. I'm a sucker, you know? I will do it with a frown, but I'll do it anyway. You know? As sad as that may sound, I'm not strong enough, you know? I'm not strong enough to be like, you know what? No, I will not play DOA 6 last round. Out of principle. No, my principles are not that strong. I'll complain. I won't like paying it. I'm still gonna do it. Yeah, 40 bucks too. That's crazy. Though I haven't purchased it yet. I haven't done the pre-purchase thing. Really, actually, the move is to start playing DOA 6 again. You know, get that view count a little higher. Oh my god, the healing is so slow. I was mashing the U button. So slow. The trick is to get the view count on Twitch up a little bit. Doesn't need to be that much, because it's DOA we're talking about. And then beg for a key. Like, hey, want me to market your game to 10 people live? Better give me a key for last round. I'm fucking sure they'll do it anyway. I mean, they gave me a key for Season 4 in DOA 6 back in the day. And then there was like, what, 20 people watching on average? 15? Average probably a little lower, like 10 to 15. But like hovering around 20 usually back then. And they're like, here's a season pass. God, the range on that shit. You're an Assassin's Creed fan. No one expects better from you. I will not take that slander. I will say though, as time goes on, I'm seeing more and more people openly liking Assassin's Creed. So I think the world is healing a little bit. But also, hating Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft in general is a very online thing. Because like, out there with the normies, they don't care. They just think it's cool. That you had YouTube back then also helped. Yeah, YouTube is it's a weird one. My feelings on YouTube right now is, sure, I want to put more stuff on there. I know that's better for the channel and whatnot. But I can bring myself to post the same shit that I used to do. Like back then, I was way more, you know, like what's what people want and yada yada yada. It's like, oh, I need to post gameplay and guides and fucking tier lists and blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't know. All of that stuff doesn't excite me anymore. Like, I don't watch it myself from other people, so even though it would be better for me, I can't bring myself to do it anymore. Now, if your next question, which is very logical, would be, well then what would you, or what do you want to put on YouTube? the answer to that is look at the nothing being posted on YouTube right now. That's kind of the answer. I don't know. It's just that the usual stuff doesn't excite me, and therefore I don't want to do that.
ここ松尾大社には酒造りの神が舞い降りたとされておる。
Damn, nothing opens here, huh? Everything's
清らかな
closed.
水が湧き出して尽きぬのよ。ここの水で作った酒は、それはもう格別でな。
そうあやかしかと思うたが、よく見るとカラスか。幻でも見たかの。
Like in order to post on YouTube, you gotta have a strong will to share your opinion. Guess you don't have that itch at the moment. I mean, I guess that matters if you're making like an opinion piece video. Which, honestly, that's probably like the one type of video that I still watch from other people when they have like opinions, breakdowns, whatever of things. I'm more so thinking of who the fuck cares about my opinion. Which I guess is not a good place to start if you want to make a YouTube video. Like, who cares about this? But that is a little bit how I feel. Like, who am I to talk about this shit? I feel like the same way if I were to make like a guide to anything in a fighting game. Like, who the fuck am I? Why would anyone listen to me? Why would anyone care? I will say, from the point of view of like, you know, you need like a quote-unquote unique selling point, why people would tune in to your videos instead of other people's videos. I guess the one thing I have noticed in terms of, you know, looking at fighting game content, or specifically DOA content, I do feel like my takes generally have a little more nuance to them. There's like a lot of what I would call childish stuff out there, or like really shallow. But maybe that's because nobody wants to think about stuff. I don't know. I'll figure something out. And on top of that, I'm also not interested in like the whole spiel. The whole welcome to this video. And like, I don't know, like the whole, you know, the whole shebang. Making the outro screen linking to your most popular video. Like and subscribe please, blah blah blah. Like, I do not give a shit about all that. Which, ironically, could work in my favor right now Because apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I've been hearing that you know, like the content that's in favor right now is, you know, like less produced, more authentic, you know. It's almost like trying too much has become uncool again in some way. Or I guess people are not looking for that. I don't know. Most DOA content I saw back then had a bad aftertaste outside of tournament stuff, which is why I was mostly interested in tournament stuff. Yeah, that's a very different audience too, or like a very different type of video. Like tournaments, that's like, that's skill, that's competition. Whereas other stuff, that's, you know, opinion pieces, speculation, blah blah blah. I don't know, if I just have to see one more video that's titled Why DOA 6 Needs Rollback, my eyes are gonna roll back all the way in my skull. I don't know. To me, like, I get it, you know? That's a topic people are talking about. That word probably does well, you know, SEO-wise on YouTube and stuff. But that's not a real topic. Like, there's no video there. The answer is yeah, duh. Like, what? Does DOA need rollback? Like, it'd be better off, yes. I don't know what more you can possibly say about, you know, does this game, would it benefit from having a better online system? Yes. That is true for every fucking game. I don't know. I think I'm jaded. Maybe I'm too jaded. Main tournaments had their fair share of drama. Still remember how that clown who abused the Kasumi movie in tournament got his ass kicked off screen? Now he called the game BS afterwards? I don't remember that. Do you mean... I mean, there was like a Phase 4 move that was busted at launch of DOA 6. I don't remember a Kasumi move. Oh shit, time to wrap up.
Time to wrap up.
I mean, we found a shrine. That's a good place. Phase 4. Yeah, that she had a bullshit move. Vigorous spirit. Auto life, recovery. But probably the best player couldn't participate in the finals because he couldn't get his visa or something. So Hoodless won. I mean, maybe Hoodless would have won either way. We don't know. The visa thing is crazy because that has happened in so many games. We're like, yeah, I'm on my way. Uh-oh. I'm not allowed in the country. I don't know. I've been thinking about it because obviously when Last Round releases and DOA 7 in the future, like, I'm gonna be in there. And I have been thinking about, well, it'd probably be better if I start now, like doing more content and stuff, especially on YouTube, and honestly, especially on short form, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, like all that jazz. That is a whole new market. I don't think there's much even fighting game content, let alone the away content on those platforms yet. There's a whole untapped market right there. I have been thinking about that. Even if it's just not, you know, the gain viewership or whatever, but they just get back into the habit and the flow of recording, editing videos, like all that stuff, because it helps to, you know, to do it all the time, so that you're like in the like you can do it faster. The less you do it, the more it becomes a bigger task to do it, which might be why you won't be doing it at all. No Face on Hoodless is a better community manager for the game than the actual fraud. I mean, true. Hoodless is phenomenal. Like, he's a good player. He's a great player. But he's also so committed to keeping those tournaments going. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. It is also, you know, what I'm kind of like iffy on, if you will, there are definitely figures out there who they kind of ignore everything until like Last Round got announced, and suddenly they come out of the woodwork, you know, making content, and it's usually like the most bottom of the barrel. They announced this, boom, video, and then the next day they announced this, boom. Instead of like properly gathering all the information and whatever, they're like, nope, just blast out shit. And I feel like that's bullshit, but at the same time, you know, it's the game. That's how the game is played, you know. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If there's more people talking about the game, I guess better. But it's kind of a shame that sometimes the people who invest the most in it are not rewarded for it all the time, you know? Like, there's people with way bigger audiences and influence, if you want to use that word, than Hoodless, which is mind-boggling, because I feel like if I think of top people of the DOA community, like, Hoodless is instantly there in my mind. Not even a question. So yeah, that's kind of whack, but it's the way it is, I guess. Any word about having new official tourneys with Last Round? I don't think so. I'd be surprised if there is. Like, if there is, it's probably gonna be smaller, low-key, I would assume. Because again, I'm like on record, Master has said, like in podcasts, like as questions for Last Round, has almost word for word said that Last Round is to tide us over until DOA 7. Like, last round is just an updated version of 6. It's gonna get some new DLC, basically, you know, to keep us going, keep having fun. But it's really, it's mostly a marketing tool, if you will. It's the, you know, it's alive, you can play it, have fun, 7's on the way, so now playing the game is not quote-unquote wasted effort. And if they're really smart, they'll do the Street Fighter Luke thing, where one of the DLC characters in last round is gonna be a new character that's kinda gonna signal how DOA 7 is gonna play a little bit, you know? That's smart marketing right there. Will they do that? I don't know. Who knows? At this point, I have no clue how much effort, how much budget, how much anything goes to last round in terms of that stuff. Because that worked so well for Tekken. I don't think Tekken did that. Did they do that with a new character? Falk was supposed to be a 7 character. He is in 7 though. He's DLC in 7. Leroy is also in 7, no? They're both DLC characters for 7. I think the craziest thing with Tekken is Lydia, where they released Lydia. I believe she was the last DLC for 7. And then 8 comes out and she's not in the main roster, but she's like the first DLC character. What? That's like a head scratcher to me. Like, really? You couldn't have just added one more slot and have her in at launch? That would make so much sense. No. But isn't Leroy and Falkenraum both in Tekken 8 by now? Leroy was in at launch, I think. And didn't they add Falkenraum? Or is he gonna be added? I don't remember. No, they added him, right? I'm losing my mind. Tekken, Falkenraum, yeah, I think he's in. Yeah, he is in. There were gonna be 8 characters, but they were added to 7 because the game performed. Oh, you mean like they were not supposed to be DLC for 7? I don't know about that. They got added fairly... They were like in Season 3 of Tekken 7, which was years before 8. I mean, who knows? Who knows what they were thinking? I don't know. Anyway, I'm still excited for last round. Like I said, it sucks about the price, but it is an excuse for everyone in the community to get back on, all play the same game again. Because this whole nonsense of like, well, why are you not playing 5? It's so much better. No, but 6 sucks. And then like some people just play 6 because it's the newest one, yada yada. Or because the PC version of 5 kind of sucks for online play. And it's so fragmented right now. I kind of just want last round to be like, hey, everyone's here. There's no excuse to be anywhere else. Core Fighters for the true fans. I mean, it has Kasumi. I might as well just play Core Fighters. Nah, I'll probably buy it. You know what the move is gonna be? I'll probably just buy it, and if by then they happen to give me a key for the game, I'll just fucking do a giveaway. But this time, the last time I did that giveaway with the season pass, there were some issues with it. I might not just do a random giveaway. I'll probably need to keep it within the community or something. No, it doesn't. It has 3 characters. Honkers, Torosh, Mary, and Nicholas. What? I'm having a stroke. That's not true. There's 4 characters in Core Fighters. Damn, if I search DOA 6 last round Core Fighters, you just only find... Wait. Google auto-completed it to DOA 5. You son of a bitch. Enter your date. Alright. Core Fighters. Play for free. Play as Kasumi. Mary, Rose, Honoka, and Nico. There we go. Kasumi's in there. I can just play her. Or you get a pre-order bonus outfit. Maybe I should just buy it. Still, again, I'm excited for it, even if it's just because everyone's gonna be on the game at least for a while, or at least whenever a character drops, at the very least. And hopefully people are gonna be all in one place again. And it's gonna be fun for stream as well, right? Because, like, sure, streaming DOA 6 now is also fun. It's just a fun game in general. But, you know, if it's new... Like, my favorite era of streaming was, like, during DOA 6, when it was, like, alive and happening. Because other than the regular people tuning in, and the general, you know, people who just wanted to watch some DOA, there were also, like, once in a while, there's, like, new people coming in. They're like, hey, how do I get started with this game? Yada yada. And there's, like, that actual pool of getting people in and stuff. I don't know. That's like that was a fun period of time. Fun year of streaming, for sure. So I hope that comes back in some form. I'm sure that's going to come back with DOA 7. For sure. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. For sure. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm heading into the weekend. Even though I can't really do shit with my foot. Like this week, I had like a checkup doctor's appointment, and honestly, just being out of the house for like a couple of hours felt good. I mean, it felt like shit because the entire afternoon my foot was killing me from all the running around, but just being out and about, being a normal human being again, as much as I love being inside my house and gaming and reading comic books and, you know, playing trading card games, all that shit, that's all very fun if you choose to do it. But once that choice is made for you and it's like, you can go outside again, all of a sudden it shifts in your head and it's like, man, I want to go outside. I was about to say not much of a gamer tag you had there. I don't know. If once the choice is taken from you, I don't know. I guess I kind of underestimated how much, even if it's just going to the grocery store or like doing the mundane shit that just gets you out of the house, like not doing that for a month now, kind of, I don't know. But we're getting better. Like this stream, I've been kind of sitting normally, you know, like this, even last stream this Wednesday, I still had my foot lifted up because keeping it down really still hurt it too much. But today it's actually been going pretty well. So yeah. You still work from home? Yes, sir. I'm still working from home. I think the entirety next week is officially planned with my boss. Though I'm pretty sure, like, I can walk around in the house a little bit. It's mostly like shuffling around like a zombie, if you will. But at least I can stand on it. Like, you know, I can do some normal stuff again. You know, I can get my own drinks and own food instead of asking Leela to do it all the time. But am I gonna be capable, like at the start of April, to drive to work and walk all the way to the office? I don't think I'm able to do that yet. So I might work from home a little bit more if my boss allows it. But, you know, it should heal up pretty fast. It's been 1, 2, 3 weeks now. And my doctor said this Tuesday on the checkup, he said 4 to 6 weeks until you're able to be, you know, you're able to drive again and stuff. So I guess we'll see. It does, like, there's like days in a row where it feels like nothing changes, and then one day I wake up and it just feels better and I can walk better and stuff. It's really weird that way. But the worst part is over. The first week or two was horrible because even just sitting down to go to the toilet and stuff was, it was so annoying. It was so painful. Even getting there, like having your crutches on you at all times, and those fucking things, whenever you put them down, they always fall over, and it was horrible. Just being able to shuffle through the house and do most things normally is already such an improvement. I'm so happy. My boss wouldn't tolerate that. You're lucky with yours. Yeah, they're pretty loose when it comes to that stuff. Which is great. And also, you know, they know I deliver. I think that's part of it as well. If I were to like completely slack off from home, they probably would be more annoyed. But I still do what I need to do. So, you know. I think that helps. Anyhow, yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. Guys and gals, have a good weekend. Next week, though, Monday, I'll probably still play Nioh. Wednesday, I might play the new Legacy of Kain, the 2D game. They're making like a 2D, kind of similar to how Blood Rain had Blood Rain Betrayal, like the 2D game. There's gonna be a Legacy of Kain, I think it's called Ascension, something like that. Releases next week, Tuesday. I might play it on Wednesday. Just to kind of play something else, really. But yeah. Other than that, I'll probably just play Nioh. So yeah, have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. All right, bye bye.